Alex Ferguson's going to let Paul Ince and Nicky Butt get forward from midfield, but he'll definitely have three in midfield.
Well, certainly in terms of the noise and the hostility, the frontiers of sport really, I think, have been pushed back a little further tonight. It's a new dimension in the atmosphere here. Manchester United in red shirts, attacking the goal to our right. Mark Hughes. Nicky Butt didn't really get a touch on that one. Sharp does the whistling here. My word. And Schmeichel gets it clear. This crowd might take some silencing. Giggs. Pallister getting in quickly. He missed the game through injury last time. Roy Keane on the run. But I think Alex Ferguson, yes, will want Keane to keep an eye on the Swiss international Kubalai. Mapeza, the Zimbabwean, number 2. Sedat is the number 4. Over to Pulent on the far side for Galatasaray. I just hope you can hear some of these words, because you can hardly hear yourself speak, let alone think. Number 5 is Mert. Just dodging Ince there, the number 6, Tugai, the captain. Mapeza, the Zimbabwean. Looking forward again. This is Kubalai. Kanchelskis doing a good job there, flicking it away, but there was a foul on Kanchelskis, a free kick to Manchester United. Just 148 Manchester United fans here tonight. Their travel being heavily monitored. Really has been a huge security operation the whole the time United have been here. There's some 5,000 Turkish police in the ground tonight. Colin getting it forward. Roy Keane. Sharp in that left back position. Tugai again. This is Kubalai. Just kept in play there by Hamza. Trying to find Hakan. A busy and skillful side, and against Barcelona, in Barcelona, when they lost 2-1. In fact, if there'd been any justice and if they'd taken their chances, they might have had 3 or 4 in the first quarter of an hour. They do make storming starts. The free kick not taken from the right place. The Dutch referee insisting on Ince. He's in a bit of trouble at the moment.
I think, Brian, straight away you can see that
I think Ince has got a serious arm injury here. Just hope it's not a break. But he looks to be in serious trouble, and he was such an influential factor in that victory against Gothenburg a fortnight ago. He drove them on from the midfield, and at this stage of the competition, this stage of this so important match, the doctor there as well for him, but Ince looks to be in serious trouble. United are down to 10 men, and I'm not sure that you can say he's irreplaceable, but I think probably Paul Parker might be the man who comes on. David May getting that header away. Mapeza. This is the tall number 8 Safet. Playing the ball around nicely. That's a weak shot there from the number 7, Yusuf.
It looks as though he's in trouble, Brian. They're calling the subs over.
I think it'll be Paul Parker, won't it?
It looks as though he's dislocated his elbow. That's the part of his arm that he's holding most. And obviously, they're going to miss a player of Paul Ince's experience.
Well, he wants to go back on. He's going on. But I get the impression he's in the most awful pain. Up to Mark Hughes. And a free kick now to Galatasaray. Sedat. Tugai. Sedat again. Knocking it wide for Bülent. Forward it comes to the number 6 Tugay again. We thought he might be the sweeper, but in fact it looks as though he's going to motivate them and be the playmaker in the middle of the field. Yusuf knocking it wide here now. Kubilay playing it in. Hamza's there. Schmeichel's in trouble. And Kanchelskis was there in the right place, but has given it straight away to Kubilay. Played in again, and Schmeichel will get this one with much more ease.
Tell you what, Peter Schmeichel did well though, Brian, to get out there as quick as he did. At least he put the player off, and then they scrambled it away. But he did the right thing. He got off that goal line and closed it down.
Mert getting it forward. Mapeza, but Hughes gets it in for Manchester United. A little touch there towards Nicky Butt. Keane comes roaring in, and it'll be a free kick, I think, to Manchester United. Just having a look for Ince again. He's holding that arm in such a way that you feel that he's obviously in a lot of pain still. And such an essential part of his game is its sheer competitiveness. And so there's an early problem for Alex Ferguson. But delighted, no doubt, that Paul Ince has said, no, I'm in a bit of pain, but I'm going to carry on. And it's Ince who's taking this free kick. Driven straight into the wall. Bülent hits it straight to Giggs. Played in the game for Hughes. Nicky Butt coming up. Hamza getting it away, not very effectively. Mapeza. It's now taken a bang on the shoulder. I gather from Gary Newbon down on the touchline, he's taken just a really bad bang on the elbow. And although he's in pain, he wants to continue.
It's like you say, Brian, the strength of Paul Ince is his mobility. He can get to box, and obviously if that elbow just restricts that, then you lose Paul Ince as a good technical player with a terrific shot around the box. But he looks as though he's getting over it.
It's a free kick to Manchester United. Kanchelskis with a shot and driven in, and the keeper Stauchi is down quickly. It took a deflection along the way. Didn't really trouble him. He's a Lithuanian international. Came here from Spartak Moscow. Giggs chasing this. Bülent. Foul by Hughes. Referee not allowing any physical contact at all at the moment, it seems. I suppose he wants to set his stall out as well. Bülent. Yusuf. Floating one here towards Hakan. Schmeichel saw it, used his fist to very good effect. And Sharp kept it in play. But knocked in again this time for David May to chest it down comfortably and play the ball to Ince. Played it back to Keane. This is good stuff, Manchester United. Bit of composure on the ball there from three of the players. Ince again. Knocking it forward this time for Giggs. That's a lovely touch by Giggs. United beginning to play around now. Finding David May. Kanchelskis waiting on this near touchline. But might have given that away. Left a lot for May to do. Too much, in fact.
That was a nice little move from Manchester United. He knocked it about well. And that's what they've got to do, especially in this first 20 minutes. Keep the ball, knock it about, simple and early.
Keane now. Ball hit long there towards Safet. Ince just playing it down now for Roy Keane. Kanchelskis, he's got the pace. He's taking on Hansa. He's whipping across it. Nicky Butt on the turn, but holds his head. He snapped at it and snatched at it. And it's a goal kick.
Well, straight away, Kanchelskis looks as though he's got the beating of this number 10 at left back. And if they can get him serviced and get the ball out there and then get numbers in the box, they could get a goal out of his service.
Stoucher with the kick, 24 years old. And not a very good kick, but it finds the number 10, Hamza. Forward to Safet. Hamza's throw. Tugay. It's an offside flag against Hakan.
Brian, sorry to interrupt.
I'm just saying the referee wants to keep the game moving. He's allowed Schmeichel to make the clearance. Sorry, Don.
An interesting tactical thing for Galatasaray is that Kubalai really is coming to this outside left to get away from Roy Keane. He knows if he gets in the middle and plays behind the front two, he's going to get picked up.
The worrying thing is he's not being picked up by anybody at the moment.
Well, now it's David May's responsibility because he is playing in that outside left position.
Here's Keane. Little chip by him and a good one. Nicky Butt, Kanchelskis. Hughes wanted one in the middle there and he was well placed to get it. Can Kanchelskis do it now? No, it's a Ukrainian's cross saved by a Lithuanian. Nicky Butt. Sharp trying to lift it forward for Giggs. Yusuf being challenged by Ince. Tugay, good play by May, read that well. They were looking for Kubalai, but May's covering was excellent then. Ince.
Brian, Galatasaray are leaving a great big hole for Nicky Butt. No one wants to pick him up. He can go through that inside right spot any time he likes. He's been in the box twice. If he can keep making those runs, no one's picking him up.
Well, let's hear David May now. Hughes is in there. Mapeza. Bruce will be looking to make the clearance here. Under pressure from Safet, who takes the throw quickly. Kubalai, but Bruce was again there for Manchester United. Nicky Butt playing it back again to Bruce, the skipper. Up to Hughes, touch on by him, but falls this time to Bulent. Wearing the number 3 shirt, and his brother Mert is wearing the number 5 shirt. Free kick.
Yeah, when Manchester United knock it up to Mark Hughes, it's got to be on the money. You know, he's up there by himself. He can't afford to be off the mark, else they'll lose possession. If they're going to play to Mark Hughes, they've got to hit him. He'll get all of it.
There was a challenge by Ince, providing a free kick. I think maybe Galatasaray were looking for something more than that. An admonishment for Paul Ince. It wasn't coming. But here's the free kick. Mapeza with it. Sadat has come up from the back, and it's Sadat who gets the header in. Kubalai, shot charged down, and a good header away again by May, and Mapeza well wide.
Yeah, you can see the crowd are on there straight away. They start to get excited when Kubalai gets the ball. When he gets it on that left foot, they've got to keep him on his right foot, Kubalai. If he picks anything up around that day, he'll have a dig.
Schmeichel with the goal kick. So few Manchester United fans here in the stadium in Istanbul, but thousands and thousands of them, I'm sure, watching at home. Good evening to you all, Manchester United fans. Let's hope your side can do a good job for you tonight. It's David May hitting it clear. Didn't have the most convincing of games against Gothenburg, did May, a fortnight ago. But he started well enough tonight. Here's Giggs. Tries to find Sharp. Might have more success this time. No, he doesn't. And there's no free kick. Tugay now, the captain. A little flick on by Safet. Again, David May there for Manchester United. Touched on by Ince.
That looks like David May's job tonight. He looks as though he's going to tuck in on his two centre-backs. Play him tight, play him narrow, and help to pick off these front players.
Good challenge by Bruce. Good touch there by Butt. Also by Hughes. Ince playing it wide for Sharp. Knocked in again for Ryan Giggs. Little dummy there. Gave himself a yard, but the tackle still came in. Pallister did well there. And now May hitting it long. They suspect that Kanchelskis has got the legs of Hamza here. There's his cross coming in, and the keeper's ball. United, of course, having gone up so quickly 2-0 in the game at Old Trafford last year against Galatasaray and held to 3-3, came here and got a 0-0. In many respects, I suppose that wouldn't be a bad result for them tonight. Although you get the impression, and talking to Alec Ferguson as we did earlier today, he's in a very positive frame of mind for this game tonight.
I think so. I think he thinks they can win here, Brian. Not just get a draw. I think he thinks he can get a result. And it's 2 points in this league. If he can get 2 points here, it's a terrific start in his group.
Ball played in there by Sedat. Pallister head and shoulders above them all, finds Giggs. That was a very ambitious ball. Comes straight to Hamza. May with a header. Keane picking it up. Looking around. May again. But, he's giving it away this time. Tugay. The flag has stayed down. Safet. A terrific challenge, though, by Pallister. Kubilai playing it in. Bruce is there. Safet still on the ground. And Nicky Butt, well, is the big defender. Pallister got him out of a spot. Yusuf chasing Sharp. Ince gets it away. And now Giggs, a chance to run at them possibly. Mert got back quickly. Nicky Butt. Hope he's learned a lesson from that pass. Kanchelskis, Butt again, played in for Hughes, trying to hold off the defender. They get a free kick. The foul by Sedat.
Tell you what, with that incident there, Brian, Gary Pallister came from nowhere to get his foot in there on that challenge and block that shot. I've got to say that from our position here, Safet was offside.
Yes, he was. But the flag stayed down, and Pallister, who is quick, got a really priceless tackle in. Keane over this free kick. David May lifting it towards Mark Hughes, and a foul by Hughes. Important that he accepts decisions that go against him. Tonight, Alec Ferguson, I'm sure, will have told them dissent will not be allowed, and I think he will certainly have something to say if any players get yellow cards for dissent. It just isn't worth it. Oh, it's a lovely ball now. Kubilai. The crowd get to their feet around us. Abat's in the middle, but that's an easy one for Schmeichel.
Brian, they're getting it wrong at the back, Manchester United. Stevie Bruce is stepping up for offside and David May's staying in. They've got to work on that and get that right.
Giggs coming across but didn't collect. Sedat gets it away. Here's Tugay again. He's hitting some wonderful balls through. Hakan now playing it in towards the number 8 Safet. Bruce just got enough of a touch on it. Supported by Roy Keane. Here's Kanchelskis. Giggs now on this right touchline. Nope. But they get a free kick. The foul on Giggs by Tugay.
Yeah, it wasn't a good pass, but it was a very late challenge by Tugay. And like you said, he's the man to close down. If there's one player in the Galatasaray side who can pass the ball, it's Tugay.
It's with Kanchelskis now for Manchester United. May. Keane. Hughes at the far post. Keane again. Oh, a lovely ball played by Keane. May took up a superb position there, but they came back and closed the door successfully. This is only something like the third game that Keane has had this season. But he looks full of running, I must say. I think Alec possibly was worried he was... Oh, Nicky Butt's given it away again. But he wasn't totally match-hardened, but he's given it everything so far. Now he wants a good, simple pass, Nicky Butt. That's it.
Yeah, he's made 1 and 2 passing errors, Nicky, but he just needs 1 or 2 of the experienced players around him just to get hold of him and say, hey, come on, son, give it early, give it simple, near his red shirt, that'll do.
Keane back to Bruce. Hit long towards Hughes.
He looks okay now, Paul Ince, I think, Brian. He looks as though he's got his mobility right. He's straightening his arm now, and it's a good sign.
May with a kick. Alec Ferguson being told to sit back or get back to the bench by the UEFA representative. Bruce hitting it forward. Kanchelskis. Hey, trying to play him in again. This time Butt's getting in there. There's a foul by Nicky Butt. A free kick to Galatasaray.
When they do come down this right wing with Kanchelskis, and we saw David May and Roy Keane combine earlier on, they seem to be able to get behind this defence and get into crossing positions. It's worth pushing on and getting it out here to this right side.
Mapeza to Bulent. Pallister with a header. Giggs responding. Ince poking it forward. Hughes trying to gather it in that characteristic way of his, holding off the defender as he does so. Keane to May to Kanchelskis. Nothing wrong with United's game so far. Nice controlled passing. A lot of composure about their play in this very difficult atmosphere. And Nicky Butt now with Kanchelskis outside him. And they know they've got to close in quickly on Kanchelskis. Well, there's a yellow card for Kanchelskis. It may have been a little rash, actually. And he lost the ball and came in. And really there was no need for him to go in that particular position.
No, that's right. Obviously, he saw the 11 on the back of the shirt and he knew Kubilai can play, which rushed him into a silly tackle.
This is Hamza. Well played, Steve Bruce. Played for Nicky Butt. Bruce again, Butt again. Ince. And they eventually find a bit of space on the far side and Lee Sharp. Back it goes. Hughes with a little touch. Ince taking it on. But stopped by Bulent. And in fact, Hughes wanted the ball quickly, getting involved. There's no point. There's no point in antagonising people and getting on with it in that way. It's just calm down. Ince fouled there by Bulent.
All he was guilty of there, though, Mark Hughes, Brian, was he wanted to get a quickly taken free kick. He wanted to get it on the floor, get his hand on, and get it played. And obviously the defender held on to the ball. The referee's got to go in and sort that out.
Referee, in fact, insisting on a handshake there. Ryan Giggs behind this free kick. Floated in there towards Mark Hughes, and a corner given. It just flicked off one of the Galatasaray defenders. Pallister right forward. Giggs with this corner. Pallister at the near post, looking for that little flick on. Ince is very active behind them. It's gone right across the face of that goal. Hughes is up there as well. and so too was Mapeza, and now Tugai. But playing it short, knocking it in quickly. Kanchelskis, little touch, Ince. Ince. Kanchelskis played in. Hughes hit it on the turn, and it caught one of the defenders there. Was lucky to get it charged down. But at the moment, this is a very slick Manchester United operation.
They are coming forward well. I just hope that they don't get carried away. If Roy Keane keeps his position, holds that anchor man in midfield, then it allows Paul Ince and young Nicky Butt to get forward.
This is Bulent now for Galatasaray. Now this is Kubalai. And Schmeichel gets it away. Hughes beaten in the air by Sedat. Ince. This is Tugai. Mapeza. A delicate little chip here for Hamza. In comes David May. Mapeza. Up towards number 8, Safet. It's Yusuf on the far side. Giggs, the ball's gone out of play for a throw to the Turkish champions. Tugai. Bruce with the header. Ince with one. Keane wanting to run on for that one. Mapeza. Bulent playing it to Sedat. May again getting in behind Bruce, helped here by Keane. Oh, a free kick. So a free kick then to Galatasaray. Possibly a dangerous situation here. Wall being built, 3 in it. Ince, Kanchelskis and Butt. Kubalai behind it. Mapeza also, the number 2. That was the foul by Nicky Butt. Looks like Mapeza might try something that will curl. No, it's Kubalai. Got nowhere with it though. Tugai trying to keep this little movement going. Goal kick.
Yeah, well, they'll keep doing that when they get the chance. I mean, I suppose really the Galatasaray 2 front players, I mean, they're well over 6 foot, Hakan and Safet. So every now and again, they'll change the method of attack Galatasaray. They won't come in playing short passes. They'll just stand one up to the back post and let those 2 challenge in with Pallister and Bruce.
Giggs. Well, he's got Hughes away down that left-hand side. Butt's waiting in there. Giggs is in there. Can Sharp find a right sort of cross? Butt stretching but not making a contact. And they get it up to Kubalai again. Swiss international, the number 11. Looks a terrific player too. Called in Bellinzona, of Turkish parents. He's also played for Servette, the number 11, who's behind this free kick. Mapeza who took it. Here he is again. Kubalai, and played in Italy with Bologna too. Safet playing it for Youssef on the far side. Here's the cross coming in. May has missed it this time. Hamza trying to get it on to Mapeza. Deflected along the way, and it'll be a corner to Galatasaray. Mapeza thought he'd cracked that well, and maybe felt that it was going goalwards, but there was just that little deflection that saved the day for United, provided Galatasaray with a corner to be taken by Yusuf.
Yeah, you see, they're just winning that second ball. Mapeza comes behind the back of the midfield, and anything that comes back to the edge of the D, he's going to go in with a shot.
Well, I have to say, while you're watching that endless slow motion being given you here, the corner's been taken. It's been taken by Schmeichel, collected by Schmeichel, and we've had another dangerous attack. May gets it away. I hope my Turkish producer gets his slow-mos in a little quicker than that, I must say, on corners. Keane. Getting it back to May. Knocked there by Schmeichel. Ince. It's with Giggs. Now, what sort of pace has he got? That looked like an obstruction. It was an obstruction. It'll be a free kick. Not surprised they can't hear the referee's whistle.
He hasn't got it going yet, has he, Ryan Giggs, Brian? He hasn't got himself in the game. When he's been on the ball, he's looked rushed. You know, you feel it's just as though perhaps the atmosphere has got it to one or two of the young players, like Ryan Giggs, like Nicky Butt.
Here's Lee Sharp, and now Giggs. Played into Hughes. They're defending well, Galatasaray, and they've got a free kick. Let's have a quick word back in London with Ray Wilkins. Ray?
Hi, Brian. I think Manchester United are doing exceptionally well. Very professional performance. I think the guy they really do have to watch is Two-Guy in the middle of the field. He seems to be the only chap that can really hurt Man U. Superb pass with the ball. But I go along with Don. If they can get the ball out to Kanchelskis, I'm sure that he can actually roast Hamza, the number 10, as he has done on a couple of occasions.
Thanks a lot, Ray.
I've got to say this, Brian, I agree with Ray. Two-Guy can play, but I think Mapeza can play. And I think when Kubalai comes back in the midfield, I think he can play as well. I love those three midfield players. And in midfield, Paul Ince, Roy Keane and Nicky Butt have got a job to do.
Well, here's Giggs on one of his runs. This time, the number 5, Mert, was tucking in nicely there. Here's Two-Guy. Mapeza. Hakan. Hakan shot! Schmeichel saves.
Nice move there. Lovely move by Galatasaray. But here again, it started in midfield from Mapeza. They've got to shut these midfield players down so they don't get service up to these two big front players.
Well, it's got the crowd going again, Don. I hope at home you can appreciate the atmosphere here. It's absolutely electric.
It was a super diagonal run in behind the back of Lee Sharp.
Just gone 10 o'clock at night here. We're an hour ahead of you at home after a really glorious day with the temperature in the 80s here. Here's Hakan. Yes, sir. Now, across, could be danger here. Hamza. Hamza playing it now to Safet. Played in the game by Kubalai. Kanchelskis. Crowd are prepared to hoot and shout at every Manchester United challenge, and I'm not sure whether the referee gave a free kick or not there, but it can so often bend his judgment. But at the moment he's okay. Two-Guy easily cut out by Sharp. Giggs playing it for Ince. Back to Lee Sharp again, slotting into that left back position. Dennis Irwin, of course, really a foreign player. Allowed only 3 foreigners. Schmeichel, Roy Keane on the ball at the moment is another one. Kanchelskis is the third. 2 assimilated. Giggs on the ball at the moment is one. Mark Hughes is the other one. Hughes coming in for this one. And Sadat getting it away for the corner. A good searching cross there from Ryan Giggs.
When Manchester United put 2 or 3 passes together and then go on the break, they always look dangerous. They always look as though they can get in. But they've got to stop that ball being played through the inside right spot. They're making runs, Galatasaray from the middle to the outside right position and getting in all the time.
Well, 35 minutes or so gone. So far, so good for Manchester United. Here's Ryan Giggs with the corner again. Floated in, and Sadat getting that one away. David May, goal kick.
You just feel that the last 10 minutes, Galatasaray are starting to feel their feet, and they're feeding the ball. The passes from midfield are terrific. And I just feel that the Manchester United midfield player team, especially in midfield, they've got to get just that little bit tighter. They've got to do a little bit more closing down.
Well, here's Yusuf. Foul by Sharp, free kick. You feel Galatasaray getting into their stride, looking more dangerous now.
This last 10 minutes, yes.
Yeah. Well, it'll be Tugay, the inspiration of so much of their midfield, who takes the free kick for them. Those two big men, Safet and Hakan, they call them the Twin Towers, both well over 6-footer there. Well, there was another 6-footer, Gary Pallister, who got that one away for Manchester United. Giggs tried to hold that up but couldn't. It's played again for Safet, quickly challenged there by Ince, supported there by Lee Sharp. Stadium built here in 1964, capacity 32,000. I think it's probably under capacity tonight, though. Keane. It's May. But to Hughes. No, Keane couldn't pick that one up, and they obligingly give it back to Mark Hughes. Then he loses it again. Ince just stabbing it wide here. There's a foul on him by Yusuf. A free kick to Manchester United. Sharp hitting it up to Hughes. Finds Paul Ince. Tried to get the ball through to Nicky Butt. Referee thought about a foul there against Manchester United. Allow the game to go on. Hansa still down. Now he's back on his feet again. Now Peza gets there first for Galatasaray.
Just every now and again there's a sloppy pass. I mean, David May just made one. You know, they haven't got to do that. I mean, Stevie Bruce is there. He's putting his hands out and saying, steady down, lads. Let's use the ball well. And that's absolutely vital. They can't afford to make any sloppy passes.
Schmeichel gets it away. Up towards Hughes. Chests it down towards Giggs, but not close enough to him. Safet. And then May gets it back. A later kick-off, 9:30, just makes a difference to their routine on match day. They fitted in another meal for the players. They all had, I think, a 6 o'clock meal of pasta. And it's a long day for the Manchester United players. After this, they go straight to the airport and fly home to Manchester. Pallister gets it back. Hope Schmeichel can get there.
Yeah, they've got a job on their hands tonight. Gary Pallister and Stevie Bruce. They've got to win those headers.
Hughes versus Sadat. It's Sadat with a header. Ince knocking it down. Giggs trying to get it forward. Sadat again. Bulent. Yusuf. Started away on the right touchline, has now slotted more to a right side of midfield here. Finds Bulent. Who certainly against Barcelona played more or less in a right back position, so they're changing things around a bit. Safet, the number 8. And that's out of play, is it? No, the linesman has said that stayed in. And Ince gets it away. Sharp up to Hughes. Now Kanchelskis. Stopped by Mapeza. Keane keeps it going. David May. No, that won't reach Butt. Tugai. That's another lovely ball. Hakan's away. Sharp is trying to get with him.
You see what I say, Brian, what I'm talking about? Is Tugai can't hit that ball into the back of the Manchester United defence if someone closes him down. And for some unknown reason, Nicky Butt and Paul Ince don't want to get there and stop him giving the service. Stop him knocking those brilliant balls in the back of the Manchester United defence.
Here he is chasing Steve Bruce here. Chasing David May. Bruce gets it through. Ince is chasing after this. Didn't get a hold of it though. Mapeza being hustled by Butt and does very well indeed. And now Giggs off on a run. Now can he take them on? He's got Hughes inside him. But in the end, it's knocked away easily by Sedat. Up to Mapeza. Tugai. Free kick to United. A bang on the head for Mark Hughes.
He does that job brilliantly, Mark Hughes. He's quite happy to soldier on by himself up the front. And he gets a lot of stick from behind him, back of his legs, back of the head that time. But he gets on with it, picks himself up, and he'll show again next time. He won't check out. If he needs someone to hit the ball, he'll move and come and show for the ball.
Here's Sharp. Had a goodish game at left back. Linking up well with Giggs. Lee Sharp again, getting to that byline. And a corner for Manchester United.
If we get a corner at the quality of the last corner, when Giggs took it on this right side.
It's Tugai who's got an injury here, Don. He's off the field, so the game will go on without him. And certainly Galatasaray can ill afford to be without him. Giggs again with a corner. Well, he'll have another go at it. Courtesy of the Galatasaray defence. Onto the right foot. Played in again for Paul Ince. Trying to get something on the turn, but he was surrounded by yellow shirts. They claim a handball there by Sharp, but the referee didn't want to know. Oh, yes, he has. It was a handball by Lee Sharp, apparently. Galatasaray had to play a preliminary round in this Champions Cup. They beat the Luxembourg champions on a 9-1 aggregate. Avenir Began. Kubilai. Mapeza. But getting in there, got a lucky ricochet. It fell for Roy Keane. Keane looking to feed Kanchelskis down this touchline. Ince. Giggs. But goal kick.
Well, there's no doubt about it. When they do attack down this right-hand side, it looks as though they can create something. Even if they just hold the ball and change direction of the attack and go out to the left. I'd just like to win Kanchelskis. He just needs encouraging to go on and take that number 10 on.
Last minute of the first half. Just in a moment, get you to sum up United's performance in the first half for us, Don Howe. Tugai's really struggling here, isn't he? He is really struggling.
I don't think they'll mind about that, Manchester United.
No, I'm sure they won't. So it's Sadat, the big defender. So United in their first half.
Yeah, well, obviously they've had the moments. This last 15 minutes, I've just felt that Galatasaray have got on top. Mainly with the balls, they've played in behind Lee Sharp, and they've made runs from the centre.
Oh, Kubilai playing a good ball in here. Hakan really stretching for it, but who's got a chance to get it away and takes it down the line for Kanchelskis. And Nicky Butt receiving it from Keane. Hughes. Little fit through. Giggs. And it's Kubilai right back there. But he can't hold off Ince. He loses the ball to Ince. The whistle's gone just when Ince was squaring up for a shot and goal.
But what I do feel, I just feel that when they pass the ball about well and hold possession and just let things happen quite naturally, they'll look a good side and they'll look as though they can build up a nice attack. And obviously out on this right side. The ball in general has got to go to the right.
But overall, not a bad performance by Manchester United in the first half, John. As the half-time whistle goes.
A pretty good first half.
A pretty good first half and a good one to come, I'm sure, a second half. That's the situation then here in Istanbul. It's Galatasaray 0, Manchester United 0.
How can you turn your money into a no-risk investment when going for the big return can turn into the big gamble? It's a question of common sense. Go for the security of General Accident's guaranteed capital bond, and after 5 years, you're guaranteed a 30% return with a chance of a windfall on top. General Accident, the common sense approach to life. Call free on 0500 100 200 now.
How to get your carling in. Lesson 4.
Oh, he moves in from the left. Oh, that's real class. And the other player's off balance. There's just one man to beat. And a nice approach one round the back. And oh, surely that's a professional foul. The penalty. And the referee's...
Carling, sponsors of the FA Carling Premiership.
If you'd like a new kind of credit card, sign here.
The GM card from Vauxhall. No annual fee. A rebate towards the cost of a new Vauxhall. Or if you're a company car driver, a very attractive alternative.
No wonder it's been Britain's fastest growing credit card.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog.
Everyone should own at least one Elvis album.
I'm all shook up.
Elvis, the Essential Collection.
Whenever pain strikes, Nurofen offers fast and effective relief from your aches and pains. Nurofen breaks through pain.
You're an experienced driver, and here's your reward. Landmark's created insurance expressly for you. It takes a load off your mind. Because we won't cover careless drivers, you don't carry their costs. You get outstanding service, including express claim settlement, free courtesy car, and up to 70% protected no claims bonus. Now, this service is only available if you're over 45. If not, please be patient. Stop carrying careless drivers. Phone Landmark now, 0500 747 700. Thank you.
Why does this dance lead to Carmen's death? Find out in Discovering Opera, superbly recorded by EMI Classics. Puccini's beautiful Madame Butterfly. Rossini's exciting Barber of Seville. For just $4.99 a fortnight, each opera comes with a magazine giving you the stories, the staging, and the stars. Part 1 is Carmen. Discover opera with Discovering Opera.
The Fiat Cinquecento is now available from £5,736 on the road at your local West Country Fiat dealer. For a test drive, call 0800 412 500.
Welcome back. Galatasaray 0, Manchester United 0. Dennis, I think after all the hype and last season's game, they seem to be very cautious and respectful of each other.
Well, to be fair, the first 45 minutes hasn't been the greatest in the world, and both sides might be a little bit cautious of each other, but I would think that would suit Manchester United far better. I think they've played it right. They've restricted Galatasaray to 2 or 3 chances, well, half chances, really. And I think Alex Ferguson at half-time in the dressing room will be very happy indeed.
Do you think that will be Alex's word to them after last year? Just be patient, and if you get a chance, we'll take it. Otherwise, we'll settle for the 1 point.
Well, as I said, it's a different game tonight. They don't have to go there and win. A draw for them would be an excellent result, and I'm sure that Alex will say that. Just keep what you're doing. Obviously, try and get a goal if you can, but we're very happy the way things are going.
Ray, United look comfortable enough, don't they, in the midfield, but they have created nothing. Stouch has had no save to make.
Yeah, that's quite right, Bob. But I think one of the major factors why United are doing well is Mark Hughes. You know, Mark Hughes wasn't there last year, and when Mark Hughes isn't there, it allows the 2 centre-halves to come forward and create 2-on-1s in the middle of the park. But Mark Hughes won't allow him to do that. He'll occupy the 2 of them, make it very tough for them. Therefore, it's an equal match-up in the middle of the park.
Galatasaray have been the ones who looked as if they might score. They've got in 2 or 3 times in all. 5 minutes, Peter Schmeichel had to be alert, Dennis.
Well, this was probably their best opportunity of the game you know, I'm not a great one on goalkeepers, Bob. I don't know what he should have done, but I thought he did extremely well to come out. Maybe he should have come up with his hands, I don't know. He certainly came out with his feet, but he saved the situation nevertheless.
I would say you were a great one on goalkeepers, Dennis. I used to face you.
Yeah, not really, no.
But I think the one that everybody admired, certainly watching at home, there was a time when when Gary Pallister particularly, Ray, came out with a supreme tackle.
Absolutely. Young Nicky Butt lost the ball in the middle of the field and Tugai played a ball. Don thought that Safet was offside, but Pallister, he doesn't give up. It's an absolutely fantastic tackle. His first touch let him down, Safet, and that was enough for Gary to get back and put in a fabulous tackle.
There's no room for error on something like that, is there?
No, there certainly isn't, no. If you give these guys half a yard, they're going to create something, and Tugai really is an excellent pass with the ball.
They have a local hero we heard about, Hakan, and he was the other one who threatened United towards half-time, Dennis.
He did, and we were all expecting a lot more of him, but even so, I thought it was a reasonably good shot. I don't think at the end that Schmeichel had any difficulty. I know he turned the United defence. A good left shot, but nothing that I don't think Schmeichel could have saved, and if he'd let that in, that would have been a disaster. Right?
So what are the pluses for United? Let's pick out a couple of United players. If I could pick out David May, who everybody thought not settled too well, but tonight has looked a good player.
I think the first 15 minutes, especially, Bob, when perhaps Galatasaray had their best spell, David May read the situation very well. He covered across behind Stevie Bruce 2 or 3 times. With excellent clearances. And he looked very accomplished. He read the game very well in the first half.
Early on, we got very excited about Andrei Kanchelskis. Ryan Giggs was sort of very subdued, but Kanchelskis looked as if he could have the beating of the left back.
Well, that was an area where you felt that if United were going to do anything, it had to get down to the right-hand side in Kanchelskis. And I thought for half an hour, United did extremely well. Didn't create a great deal, but there was a bit of danger when Kanchelskis went down there and he got the ball in. And it wasn't until the last 50 minutes of the first half that Galatasaray looked as though they were coming back for it. No, I would think it's very difficult to pick out one particular player. I think United as a team have played, you know, it's been a workmanlike performance. Not a great performance, but one that I think they'll be very happy with.
So you don't think Alex Ferguson will be too disappointed at this moment? He'll be happy with that?
I don't think he will, Bob, no, but I think they can expect to be in for a real hard first 20 minutes of the second half. We haven't really seen the passion from Galatasaray yet, and I think that's what we're in for.
OK. Competition time now, and another chance coming up to book your ticket in the Nou Camp Stadium for a VIP trip with Dennis Law and the ITV team to United's game in Barcelona on November the 2nd. First, the answer to our last quiz. The opponents in Manchester United's European Cup triumph in 1968 were, of course, not Real Madrid, but the Portuguese champions Benfica, that wonderful side inspired by the great Eusebio. And our winner is John Rolls of Coventry. Congratulations to you, John. So here's a fresh chance to be a guest of ITV at the Barcelona United game in November. This time, the question is, what was the venue when United beat Benfica in that 68 European Cup final? Was it A, Wembley, or B, Lisbon? We want you to call, please, on 0891 10 15 10. That's 0891 10 15 10. Lines are open until midnight on Friday. Tonight, though, it's Galatasaray 0, Manchester United 0. The second half coming up shortly.
27 gallons of chlorine, 312 tons of airborne particles, 136 late nights. One minor indiscretion. For all the punishment your face takes in a year, Lynx created System with 2 active moisturizers to help you fight back. Life is tough on your face. New Lynx System is easy.
This stamp collection is worth a guaranteed £1 million. Collect the stamps with the Daily Mail and the Mail on Sunday and you could win one of hundreds of daily cash prizes. You could soon be £10,000 richer, or even £20,000. And in every one of the monthly draws, someone will win £100,000. In all, we guarantee to pay out £1 million. Pick up a game card from your newsagent on Saturday, start playing with the Mail on Sunday, and continue with the Daily Mail. Don't forget, pick up your game card on Saturday.
Back in the 70s, I must have listened to this record at least 5,128 times, to the point where if I have to listen to it one more time, I think my head's going to blow up. I hate it. I hate the 70s. I hate nostalgia. I hate clogs. I hate lava lamps. I hate burnt sienna corduroy bell bottoms. But most of all, I hate sugar. This, I don't hate. Holston pills, because it's brewed twice so that all the sugar turns to alcohol. It's no sugar, no honey, and totally candy girl free. Whoops.
Listen carefully. You're about to hear something you won't hear very often. The Rover 600 series. Cars built this well are few and far between.
Wouldn't it be nice if your boss was always pleased to see you? And it wasn't always sandwiches for lunch. Wouldn't it be nice if you had the time to talk to all your customers, get to know them better, because you can call them anywhere in the country, any time of the day, without getting hung up on the cost?
From September 29th, BT will abolish their highest rate for national calls. A 3-minute call will only cost 30 pence in the daytime, 20 pence in the evening, and still 10 pence at weekends.
Hello? Things are looking up already. I never expected that.
And I never expected that.
When life exceeds your expectations, you need a building society that does too.
We need a bigger house.
At Birmingham Midshires, we're trained to find you exactly the right mortgage.
And if you find something that suits you better within 14 days of applying, we'll refund any money you've paid us.
I never expected that.
Birmingham Midshires, we'll exceed your expectations.
Hello, welcome back. It's 0-0 in Istanbul. We're wondering how it's going to go in the second half. How do you think they'll play it?
Well, I think the first 20 minutes, Bob, they'll come out and have a real go at Man U. We haven't really seen Hakan. We haven't really seen Kubilai. and I would expect them two fellas to take a little bit more responsibility.
There's been none of this return to hell and hostility, Dennis, has there?
And I think that's due to Manchester United. They've played reasonably well. They've kept the crowd very quiet. And I agree with Ray, if Galatasaray have got to do anything, they've got to come out in the second half, in the first 20 minutes, and really go at United. I think United will be very pleased at the moment where they're going. Maybe try and get the ball to Kanchelskis and Giggs and try and create something, and maybe try and go and win the game. But the way that things are going, Galatasaray have got to do something special.
But we repeat that a 0-0 would be very comfortable for United?
Absolutely, Bob, yeah. Galatasaray, I feel, have to win their home games if they're going to do anything.
Right. Oh, thanks, chaps. Well, we're about ready for the second half. I think the teams are on their way out there. In Istanbul, it's Galatasaray 0, Manchester United 0. Let's go back to Don Howe and Brian Moore.
Thank you again, Bob. Yes, a point would be very useful indeed here to add to the 2 they got against Gothenburg. Alex Ferguson has said all along that in this group he wants to something like 8 or 9 points. 4 teams in this group, of course, play each other. That's 6 games. And the top 2 qualify. Let's have a word with Alex Ferguson.
Alex, what were your concerns during half-time?
Well, I think that the 2 chances they've created was through giving the ball away. And we stressed all the time with the importance of keeping possession. And for most of it, we've done not too bad at that. We're reasonably bright in our game, and 1 or 2 have played very well for us. The performance is much better than last year's. So hopefully now that we've got that 45 minutes behind them, they'll get better in the second half and maybe hopefully get a good result for ourselves.
So a good performance in most places for you?
Yes, I think so. I think most of the things have been good. We times a little bit careless, but in the main they've done well.
We better let Brian Moore get on the commentary and you get back to your position. Thanks, Alex.
Well, the news I can tell you is that Tugay, the captain of Galatasaray, who was injured just before half-time, has not reappeared, and they've brought on the substitute Arif. So it's tough for Tugay, tough for Galatasaray, but Tugay was causing all sorts of problems, and that can only be good news for Manchester United, who, as I look around, have the same 11 on, has finished the first half. So here is Arif. Huge financial stakes here, as I told you a fortnight ago in the Gothenburg game. They get £1 million just for competing in this league. Sharp's got to get back there to hold up Arif, and it's a goal kick. £1 million just for competing in these leagues, and each point earns the clubs another £225,000, and they keep their home gate receipts. They pay a small levy to UEFA. And certainly United have fancied that if they, after the 6 games that they play in the group, there'll be something like £4 million better off. So Tugay is off, as you can see. Arif, as I told you, is on. Hakan. Oh, he's got past Pallister. This is a real problem. Oh, and he overhit it. The tall number 8, Safet, was poised at the far post and was a target that really should have been hit, because he had a lot of space there. It was a poor ball played in. Here's Kanchelskis. Well, he skinned Gary Pallister there, and they don't often do that.
Brian, it's that same move again. It's that little ball through the inside right spot. They go on the angle, runs from the centre of the pitch, out in behind Lee Sharp, and that time he just got it wrong, Gary Pallister. He just timed it wrong.
Arif trying to get the ball forward. A good interception there by Steve Bruce. It's Sharp, knocking the ball forward. Giggs has put his foot down on this one, but number 5, Mert, is there for Galatasaray. Yusuf, number 7. Arif, but Sharp did well. Ince battling away, quite right, referee. There was a bit of shirt pulling there by Arif, who looks a fairly aggressive guy. He had a little go at Lee Sharp off the ball a couple of minutes ago. Free kick to Manchester United. Lee Sharp with it.
They've just got to get back to that good possession, Manchester United. Let the opportunities come out of possession. Give it simple, give it early.
Yes, Alec Ferguson was telling us at lunchtime today, Don, wasn't he, that he used to admire the way that Liverpool played with such patience in this sort of game, and he's got to instill that same patience in Manchester United here tonight. Just keep playing it around, take the sting out of the crowd.
Very much so. The crowd have got nothing to cheer for if the opposing team, Manchester United in this case, have got the ball and keeping possession. But at the same time, having kept possession, there will be opportunities for the ball to go in the back of the Galatasaray defence. Then they've got to stick it in there.
Yusuf, who's taken up the position of Tugay, looking for Arif here. Just flipped on by Lee Sharp, but Arif gets the cross and it comes off Sharp for a corner now. Steve Bruce having a little word with Lee Sharp there and indicating, I want you to get closer to Arif than that. So it's the substitute Arif with the corner for Galatasaray. He's swung it wider this time towards Sadat. That's easy for Schmeichel. And a long throw out, but too long. Doesn't hit Kanchelskis. It hits the manager, Alec Ferguson.
Well, he's not happy with that.
No, he wasn't, was he?
I mean, Peter Schmeichel just tried to get Kanchelskis in on by himself with a quick kick. But obviously, Alex is saying, hey, you've given the ball away here. We're having to fight like mad to get it back and you give it away.
Here's Paul Ince. Heading it long towards Kanchelskis. Paul Ince got the better of Kanchelskis. Here's Yusuf. Playing in that central midfield position now. Arif. This is Mert. Hagan. Shakes off Ince. Still Hakan. Oh, he's gone past Keane. He's gone past Ince again. And now he leaves it to Arif. Mapeza. Oh, good challenge there by Alistair. Kanchelskis right back there with a header. Safely to Schmeichel.
You know, given the chance, these two front players for Galatasaray, they can play. Hakan, as we've just seen there, and Safet. Given the chance, and Pallister's doing the right thing. As the ball's fed in, he's in there. He's getting his leg in. He's making contact.
Apeza's header. Keane. He's directed a good header this time, Keane, for Kanchelskis. Taking Johansson. And a corner. It just came off the Galatasaray number 10. Galatasaray, who brought one or two players in and feel that they're a stronger combination than when they knocked Manchester United out of the European Cup last season. But it's still 0-0 here in Istanbul. Here comes the corner again. Giggs swinging it wide there. Up goes Ince. Well, Nicky Butt should get this one. And finds, well, he found Mert when he was looking for Hughes. And they're caught a little bit here, Manchester United. They need to get back, and Giggs is trying to do that. Kubilai. Giggs did really well there. Giggs must have run something like 60, 65 yards, chasing back there, and just in the end made it too difficult for Kubilai, who scored a couple of times, remember, in the 3-3 at Old Trafford last season. So some good work by Giggs, holding things up at the expense of a corner. Some more defending here now for Manchester United. Apeza's in there, and so is Schmeichel. That was easy. That was picking plums off a tree.
Yeah, he learned his lesson there, though, Peter Schmeichel. He looked up, and Kanchelskis set off. But because the manager's got at him, he just held onto the ball. And rightly so, and a nice possession throw out.
Sharp playing it up towards Hughes, battling away. That may have been handball there. Hughes had his back to the referee and basically to the linesman as well. Yusuf. Kubilai hit long. Hakan's chasing this. Again, easy for Schmeichel. Well, it may not be spectacular, but Manchester United fans watching this won't at the moment be too dissatisfied.
That's right, Brian. They've got a job to be done. All they've got to do is qualify out of this group. And like you say, if they get a point here tonight, it'll be a well-earned point.
2 games against Barcelona coming up. First one in 3 weeks' time at Old Trafford. That's again live on that Wednesday night on ITV. Manchester United, Barcelona. Kubalai going in, but beaten head and shoulders in the air that time by Gary Pallister. Kanchelskis, but Keane. Yes, Sadet did well. Schmeichel, don't take any chances. Not forward again towards Mark Hughes. Again, Sadat's there. This is Arif. Sharp, play on, said the referee. Ince. Again, pokes it wide and finds a bit of space there for David May. And then hits it long for Kanchelskis to chase. A throw.
It was worth the ball off David May. I mean, Kanchelskis had made a lovely spin on the left back. Comes up. Just the accuracy was out a little bit, just went over the top of the touchline.
Well, a mistake there by Sadat, and I think there's going to be a yellow card for Mark Hughes. Get the feeling from this distance he might have been a little unlucky. Well, I just wonder what the slow motion will show. In the meantime, it's a free kick to Galatasaray, the foul on number 4, Sadat. Yusuf. Alistair hustling. Oh, he's given away the free kick. They wanted to take it quickly, but well, the referee wasn't happy with the way it was taken. United must have been happy with the way they got it clear, but now they're pulled back and it's another free kick. Got to be taken again.
I can understand Gary Pallister's disappointment in that decision, because the ball was played in and he was in control, and all he was trying to do was get to the ball.
Sadet's up there as well. Apeza. Well, that's a goal kick.
I just feel as though if Manchester United can get it balanced off, they're doing well down that right-hand side. Mark Hughes is doing well up the middle by himself. If they can get this left going, and we haven't seen Lee Sharp come forward at all. And being an outside left, you'd think he'd get forward when he can. And obviously Ryan Giggs, got to get him going.
Apeza doing well. There was good skill there. A lot of composure too. Yusuf now for Galatasaray. Good work by Pallister. Sharp playing it in. Keane gets it back to Schmeichel onto the left foot. Giggs, the better timed header. But Sadet gets it back.
I don't want to tempt fate, Brian, but Gary Pallister's playing absolutely superb. He's getting ahead, the ball's being played into feet, he's getting past that forward and getting his foot in all the time. Playing superb.
Sadet. Bullet. Looking for Arif. The flag is offside. This crowd never stops, does it? I mean, our heads are going to be ringing at the end of this night. Eh?
They are a brilliant crowd. I mean, they're pushing their players on and on and on, and they'll do it for the 90 minutes.
Keane, Sharp. Made a nice little angle for himself there, and a good ball for Giggs, who still hasn't really got going. Yusuf, swiftly challenged by Hughes. So much so that Ince now gets possession. Keane playing it wide here for Sharp, calling Giggs towards him and then plays it inside for Roy Keane. Now for Giggs, a touch by him, but it's gone nowhere. And an offside against Hakan.
They've got a nice shape now, Manchester United. I mean, you can see the shape. You've got the back four, you've got the middle three, and obviously up front you've got these two wide and then one up the middle. And when they get hold of the ball, they can come up together, and obviously when they lose it, they fill in, get the shape back. If they can keep this going, there will be an opportunity. If they can take it, they can just get a win here.
Apeza. May to Keane. To Paul Ince. Alistair will get it back. Hakan will chase in there. Schmeichel gets it clear. But Keane. Sharp. Hit forward towards Hughes. A throw to Manchester United. Giggs will take it, or will he leave it? Yes, he's going to take it and find Hughes. Almost into the path of Ince. But now this could be trouble. Kubalai now. But Pallister's there. Good interception there by Gary Pallister. Supported here by Steve Bruce. Hughes. Ince in very quickly, but unfairly according to the Dutch referee. A free kick taken. A moving ball by Arif. Kubalai hitting it long towards Hakan. Safet's in the middle there. Hamsa's there too. He's got a good left foot. Crossing it in. Well cleared by Lee Sharp. Mapeza. Another challenge that time by Nicky Butt. Yusuf. Alistair. Those long legs. Coming to the rescue for Manchester United.
Is he superb or is he superb tonight?
Alistair, wonderful.
Absolutely brilliant.
Now Kubalai. Here's Schmeichel. Actually, Alec was saying at lunchtime, wasn't he? He might, in this situation, even be tempted to put young Paul Scholes on, just to shake things up a little bit up the front and give them something else to think about. But that would be a terrific gamble now, because you say they look fairly comfortable at this moment.
Yes, they do. In general, they're controlling the game, and Galatasaray find it hard to make any inroads. He's a bright little boy, Brian. He can play. He's got a terrific football brain, and he's got a good eye for goal. Yes.
Well, he got 2 against Port Vale, didn't he, last week, and then 1 against Ipswich on Saturday. Here's Kanchelskis. Yusuf. Hughes concedes the free kick, and remember Mark Hughes has already had a yellow card.
He wants to get the ball back, doesn't he, Mark Hughes, and sometimes he goes in for challenges that he shouldn't make.
You've got to temper your enthusiasm a little bit occasionally, because of one ill-timed tackle now, and a yellow card becomes a red one. This is Hakan, who does look dangerous. Hamza crossing the ball in. Oh, there's a chance here for Arif. And Schmeichel somehow grabbed it.
That was a magnificent save. I mean, Arif's on this back post. It's beaten everybody, gone to the back post. He's hit a shot, and he's took it out. He stopped it with his right hand, and then fell onto the ball. That was a brave, brilliant stop.
Well done, Peter Schmeichel. It stays at 0-0. In comes Ince. No foul, well, at least no yellow card, but a foul given and a free kick again to Galatasaray. Here we see it again, Don.
Well, here he is, he's in, he looks as though it's easy to score. Might have been offside. He gets his right hand, and then he starts to grab hold of it. Wonderful save.
In the meantime, Kubalai finds Bullet. Now Hamza. Kubalai. Alistair, a little touch for Ince. Played for Giggs. Played long this time by Sharp. Hughes chasing. And Hughes will make it difficult for them. No free kick. And in fact, the free kick's been given against Mark Hughes. The foul on Sedat.
Yeah, just a little bit too aggressive on that challenge. But the ball was free, it had bounced. The defender hadn't really got the ball. In fact, the defender cut across his path. And that's all he was trying to do, is get to the ball.
Just looking down there, Alec Ferguson off on the bench and having words again with the UEFA official down there. And Paul Parker's warming up. Lee Sharp's header, nicely in control. Giggs a turn, but... Oh, and it fell nicely for Ryan Giggs. Now let's see how he can go.
Well, he's gone past his man. Hughes is in the middle there for him.
And in the end, Boulant did tremendously well. He did a Pallister job on Giggs there.
It's better though, Brian. That's what we want to see more of.
It's Sharp with the throw, and there's some space for Gary Pallister. Knocking it in towards Hughes, who's
Jostling away, and Hughes with one of his famous volleys, and the keeper poured it away.
Great volley and a great save.
Oh, and now there's trouble.
Arif, no, May will get it back. Schmeichel plays it cool.
I mean, as the ball went past the defender, I don't know how he saw the ball, Mark Hughes. He's turned and volleyed it.
I think Paul Ince. No, it's going to be Ryan Giggs who's coming off. Giggs coming off, Paul Parker coming on. Now, what do you read into that? Giggs has been disappointed, to be fair, hasn't he?
Yeah, well, he hasn't got going. He's just had his best run a minute ago. I just think that Alex wants to tighten things up. I mean, Paul's an out-and-out defender.
Well, he scored a couple of times against Gothenburg. He's a terrific talent. But he's off now, and Parker is on. Up goes Pallister. Even before Parker could get into any sort of position. In fact, they're putting Parker, it looks, at the left back, releasing Sharp to go forward a little bit. And again, Schmeichel's down there fractionally before Arif, after an excellent piece of work by Safet, number 8.
No, they're changing over,
no,
Brian.
Parker's now going right back. May is coming to left back. And Sharp is pushing forward into a midfield. So in its way, it's shaken things up a little bit.
Yep. He just made that mistake on that terrific save by Schmeichel. Lee Sharp, he pushed up too tight against his centre-backs, and he went over his head to Harif. And I think Alex has seen that and thought, well, let's get an experienced full-back in that position. And I know Lee played left-back for a while, but in general, he's played outside left.
Safet. Arif. May on this side of the field now, playing the left-back position. A little touch back there for Yusuf. Good charging down there by Paul Ince. Mapeza. There's Pallister with the header. Yusuf again. I don't think Mapeza will keep that in. United's throw. Coming towards the halfway mark in the second half, and still 0-0. Yusuf. Arif. I doubt the ball ever went into play, so...
They've just got to keep those two big strikers quiet, Brian, for the rest of the game. 20-odd minutes, that's all. Just keep those two strikers out of it.
Well, Bruce and Pallister have done brilliantly so far, haven't
they? Yes, they have. Pallister, absolutely exceptional. He looks a real top-class centre-back.
Parker.
They're all in their shape well in midfield as well now. They're not running all over the place.
Keane finding Parker. Had some problems with his ankle, Paul Parker. In fact, today he should have been having an x-ray on it, but they were so pressed because of injuries. They asked him to come out and play. He said, yeah, I will. Boulant getting that away. Parker playing it to Keane. Using a strong physical presence there. But Mapeza, he chips a lovely ball there. What a lovely ball that was up to Safet. But Nicky Butt's there for United.
They haven't got to lose that anchor man in midfield. Every now and again, Roy Keane gets out of position. The ball gets knocked out and the Galatasaray are on the break. Roy Keane's got to hold that position in front of that back four. He's got to be the barrier between Galatasaray getting at the Manchester United back four.
Here he is again, just in that exact position. It's against all his natural instincts in a way, isn't it? Because you think of him in his Nottingham Forest days.
He did it for
he was forever making wonderful runs into the box.
Yeah, that's right. But he did this job for the Republic of Ireland in the World Cup. Yes, he did this anchor roll and did it very well.
May going in. Oh, my goodness, David May, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. That's going to be a yellow card. So it's 3 yellows that United have picked up tonight. May following Kanchelskis and Hughes.
Yeah, well, when you're going that hard, you've got to contact that ball. And he didn't contact that ball that time, he got knocked off.
Mapeza. Here's David May again, but it's Pallister who got in first. In fact, all 3 yellow cards for United tonight, I think, have been... let's have a look at this first, though. And Parker in there. Have all come about with tackles that needn't have been made, in particularly, you know, in areas that weren't dangerous.
Just a bit rash, just a bit rushed. Yep.
Well, here comes a corner. Is this going to be a problem? Safet, the big man, is in there, but in fact they hit it in low. Yusuf. As well wide.
Right, on behalf of the defenders, I mean, you can't be 100% all of the time. I mean, you've got to go in and win the ball every now and again. You've got to make challenges and you've got to stick your foot in. But you ain't going to be 100% and get your timing right every time. And it's at those times you expect the referee to use a little bit of common sense and saying, well, he went for the ball there.
Mert with the throw. Bulent. Mapeza. And they'll let that go through to Peter Schmeichel. Let's have a quick word in London with Denis Law. Dennis?
Well, I think it's as we expected. Galatasaray had to come out in the second half and try and do something because the performance in the first half was to United's liking. And apart from probably from that opportunity by Arif, I think that United have done extremely well. In fact, could have actually taken the lead themselves through Hughes. So I would think still that United are very happy with the way they've played.
Thank you, Dennis. Parker. Kanchelskis. And Parker again. Kanchelskis once more. And a free kick given. As that time Hamster throws himself to the ground. The referee wanted a quick word with Parker and does it in passing. A wry smile from the United manager. Those of you waiting, of course, for news at 10. That will follow immediately after this European Champions League game between Galatasaray and Manchester United in Istanbul. 0-0 the score here.
I don't think Kubalai's had a kick this second half either, Brian. I mean, he's running around there. He's got into a kind of a left-half spot to try and get away from marking. But he can't get himself in the game.
Nobody actually has been marking him as tightly as they thought they would throughout the whole game, in fact.
I think if he was going to play behind the front two, Roy Keane's job was to get hold of it. But because he didn't go there, obviously what Roy's doing, he's holding his position and letting Nicky Butt or Paul Ince pick him up, whoever's nearest.
Well, here's Nicky Butt playing it for Paul Parker, playing it in turn for Roy Keane in that anchor role. Bruce. Up towards Hughes. Wins it in the air this time. Knocks it back for Andy Kanchelskis. Ince. Looking to see whether Keane is coming up, but it's David May instead. But Keane's available just inside. Lee Sharp. I think there was a foul by Arif. It's a free kick to Manchester United. A little over a quarter of an hour left now.
Yeah, just keep their concentration. Do things easy, do things simple. At the back, keep talking to each other, keep each other on our toes.
Sharp with the long one. Bruce had gone in there. Kanchelskis tries to knock it in, and they just knock it off the line. Sadat gets in there under pressure from Hughes. A terrific header by Steve Bruce in the first place. And Kanchelskis, very quick-witted indeed, trying to lift it back in over the goalkeeper. Here comes the corner. Bruce was trying to get in on that one as well. Pallister touching it sideways for Keane. It's a United throw. 2 games against Barcelona to come. First at Old Trafford and then in the new camp. Followed by a visit to Gothenburg. And then the return game at Old Trafford against Galatasaray. All of those, remember, live with us on ITV. May plays it in. Sadat gets it away. Nicky Butt tries to get hold of this one. But suddenly Hamza's clear. The break could be on now for Galatasaray. Hakan's chasing. Who do you think's there first? Gary Pallister again. Hamza. Mapeza. Hamza. Hamza again. This is Arif. Oh, it's an interesting little ball. It just needed a little more curl on it as Hakan came in, and Bruce spotted it well. Schmeichel also. Don't forget there's more live European football on ITV tomorrow night. Aston Villa against Inter Milan, with Milan holding that 1-goal lead. That's at 8 o'clock. And in the Carlton area in London, you can see Arsenal against Ammonia Nicosia from Cyprus. So more live action from Europe, ITV tomorrow night. Up to Hughes. But trying to wriggle clear.
You do feel... sorry to interrupt, but I do feel now that there's opportunities there for Manchester United. I've got a feeling that Galatasaray are dropping their heads and they're going down. As long as they don't do silly things, I think that perhaps someone like Paul Ince making a run, or Nicky Butt, just might get in.
Well, they're taking Safet, the big number 8, off. And the number 14, Osman, who's a midfielder, Turkish international, coming on. Here's Roy Keane. Bruce. Sharp trying to get in there. Hughes with a header. And Stochi did well. Yes, the goal chances have been few and far between. They give us statistics here at half-time. Shots on goal for Galatasaray in the first half, 1. Shots on goal in the first half for Manchester United, 1. But for all that, it's been an absorbing game, hasn't it? And it's been swinging one way and then the other. Arif. Offside against Kubalai. And there's been a lot of good skill in it too, Don.
I mean, there are some outstanding players. In general, both back fours have played well. No doubt about that. I mean, they've closed down quickly, they've got the foot in, they haven't let players turn. And in general, they've done their job well. And in this second half, Manchester United have definitely got a grip in midfield. So they're not getting as much service coming forward, Galatasaray. They can't make those runs anymore they were making in the first half.
Arif. And the other substitute, Osman. Mapeza. There's a foul on Nicky Butt. Free kick to Manchester United.
It's a real all-sports club, this Galatasaray. Some 8,000 members. They play 11 different sports, and they're pretty wealthy too. They even own an island on the Bosphorus, which is the headquarters of their rowing section. Formed way back in 1905 by a group of students. Come a long way since then. Champions of their country 10 times, cup winners 10 times as well. Foul on Mark Hughes.
Yeah, you see there, if you're going to give yellow cards, you've got to give it on that occasion.
Yeah.
I mean, the World Cup was all about tackling from behind. And Mark Hughes has took one right down the back of the calf.
Well, let's have a look at it. Here we are again.
Oh, yeah, he stood on the back of his boot. He's come down onto his Achilles tendon.
Well, it's Nicky Butts who's got the responsibility of this free kick. Pallister's up there. Bruce is jockeying for position and wanted it played a lot quicker. Now Butty's playing it in towards Bruce, but the yellow shirts were all there. Sharp trying to keep it in that box, trying again to keep it in that box. Keane chasing this one out. 11 minutes left.
Just let the clock keep running down, Brian. That's all they've got to do. If there's an opportunity there, take it, but be satisfied with what you've got.
Free kick quite rightly given. Foul on the back of Lee Sharp by Mert. Sharp again. Another throw. A few more seconds. Hughes making a run. Bülent has gone with him. Shadowed him well there. Goal kick. United, of course, with 2 points from their victory over Gothenburg. Galatasaray yet to get off the mark, having been beaten in Barcelona. This is Osman. Playing through that centre midfield with Yusuf, who's on the ball here now. Osman again. Back once more to Yusuf. Mert. Throw going Manchester United's way. Oh! Oh, one of the players, Arif, having a little smack at Sharp, and another player's come across to have a little bang at Sharp as well. That's Yusuf. Feeling that the Galatasaray player who's down. Oh yes, and you see Sharp actually did kick out. And there's a yellow card on Arif. And it's as well for Lee Sharp, but the referee and linesman didn't see that. And I assume they didn't.
Yeah, it was a silly back heel, wasn't it? No need for it.
Absolutely none at all. I mean, they've got a situation here where they can control this game now. It's pointless doing that sort of thing, which possibly gets you a red card, certainly will antagonise the crowd, gets them on your back again. Just keep it nice and cool. That's all Manchester United have got to do for the next 10 minutes. And they've got themselves a really good, hard-won point. Here's Parker. Into Keane. Paul Parker again. He likes to compete, doesn't he? I mean, you know all about him from his England days, Paul Parker.
He's a super little defender, and he's a lot better on the ball than people give him credit for. And he can get forward, but he's got great pace. I mean, I don't see many people could take him on and do it for pace. Super little defender, and he knows what position to take.
Bülent playing it in. Oh, a slip there at a crucial moment by Gary Pallister, but you'll notice, I'm sure, that David May was covering quickly, was onto that situation like a flash.
He's had a good game, David May, Brian.
Yeah.
All in all, perhaps just a bit better on the ball. At times he has given the ball away, but his defending has been superb.
Just remind you again about news at 10 following this European Champions League game, which stands at 0-0 between Galatasaray and Manchester United here in Istanbul, with about 7.5 minutes to go. Lee Sharp behind this one. Roy Keane just poking it there for Kanchelskis. He's driven a good one and had to be fisted away. Hughes, it just didn't fall for Mark Hughes.
What a super shot.
That was a great free kick.
He got a lot of pace in behind that, and I think it moved about a lot in the air. It wobbled around in the air, and the keeper couldn't get hold of it. He just punched it out.
Here's Parker. Keane again. Parker. Hughes, that was so typical of him, shielding the ball beautifully, got bundled over, still got up and got on with it. He'll probably come in and after a bit of this as well, but no, the ball is cleared. Keane is there, but it's given now to Yusuf. Now, will that ball stay in play? It will, just kept there by Mert. Arif has made a good little run. Keane went across to hold him up. Mert playing it in, and that charged off Lee Sharp. So they need to keep their wits about them now, Manchester United. A little over 5 minutes to go. Arif with the corner for Galatasaray. A deeper one and a better one, but Pallister was again there. Goal kick.
Yeah, well, they're clutching at straws now a little bit, Galatasaray. They know they're not going to get a goal tonight.
Well, the hype was all about this being another visit to hell. It hasn't really worked out that way. It's been a noisy, hostile at the start. As Alec looks at his watch, there is just under 5 to go.
They've had nothing to cheer for, have they? The fans here. In general, a couple of times, but in general, they've kept them quiet.
Schmeichel. Oh, he's given it away, but it bounced off the knees of Arif. Osman. Mapeza. Yusuf. Crowd didn't like that. The crowd thought that was a promising looking move, and it was a slack ball that put it into touch, and it's back with Schmeichel.
Yeah, the crowd is starting to turn, and turn on their own players.
Parker knocking it forward towards Mark Hughes. As you say, what a battle Hughes has had all night, hasn't he?
Yeah,
he hasn't shirked anything, has he?
He's had a super game for me. He's been there every time, and obviously those long balls they play up to him. I mean, it's nearly impossible to get hold of those. I mean, any defender can read those kind of 40-yard balls. When you get a lone striker, you've got to feed balls in from 15 and 20 yards into his feet.
Important that United stay really tight and disciplined over the last 3 or 4 minutes of this game now. They've worked so hard for what they've achieved, this 0-0 here. But just hope they don't throw it all away right at the end. Here's Mert. Osman. Arif. Steve Bruce quickly onto the scene there. Kanchelskis. And Kanchelskis getting away. Getting away just as he did once or twice early on in the game. This is a good run. He's found Mark Hughes. Can Hughes get into a scoring position here? They get into each other's way, Galatasaray, but there are enough of them back there to get it clear. Keane. 3 minutes left. On the bench, Brian Kidd and Alec Ferguson pointing, gesticulating, encouraging. Alec now indicating he wants all the players back. particularly Roy Keane. He wants Keane back in that holding position.
Yeah, get the shape back straight away. Don't mess about arguing with referees. They actually have been caught on a couple of quickly taken free kicks. You've got no time for that in top-class football. You get the shape of the side back as quick as you can.
Here's Yusuf. Coming towards the last 2 minutes now. Pallister.
He's been my man of the match easily. Brian Pallister, absolutely superb.
Hasn't put a foot wrong, has he? Well, here's Arif. In goes Ince at the expense of a corner.
Good defending. Stop the cross coming in. That's your job. Don't let him get that ball across the face of the goal.
Hughes has gone right back for this one. They've left just Kanchelskis up as Arif takes another corner. Hit in low. They didn't quite know where he was, and they're getting in a muddle. And Keane, in the end, can buy himself a little bit of space. And doesn't make a particularly good clearance, but at least it gives a moment of breathing space for Manchester United. Mapeza again. Kubilai. Well, in you go, Ince. That's right. Mert. It was 0-0 here last season when the two sides met. Mert still going on. Osman. It's a red wall facing him. Oh, and Arif has done well, and so too Schmeichel. There's been a clash there between Mert and Ince, I think it is, and Schmeichel intelligently throws the ball out of play so that those two players can get treatment. And the referee indicating that if Mert wants treatment, he's got to get off the field to have it. In fact, the stretcher's already on.
Now this is a time when they've got to get round each other, those Manchester United players, and say, come on, let's start concentrating. You know, you get little gaps like this in football, little stoppages. But if you're not careful, one or two players go to sleep. One or two defenders go back on their heels. You've got to get round each other and gee each other up and say, hey, come on, let's get with it.
I'd say I've never seen first aid men moving quite as quickly as those. They want to get on with it as well. They know time's running out for Galatasaray. David May knocking it forward, where, of course, you were a coach in the 1970s for a few months here, Don.
Yes, I had 4 nice months here. Very enjoyable, backwards and forwards. Technically, they're very good players, the Turks. It's just that teamwork. They need plenty of it, and this last 10 years, it's virtually been in the hands of the Germans. They've had 3 German coaches.
Before that, a lot of English influence. Malcolm Allison was here, I think, wasn't he?
Yes, Arthur Cox. Brian Birch, yes. Brian Birch. Very successful here, Brian Birch. 3 championships he won here. He was one of the original Busby Babes.
Well, is Kubilai trying to get him in again. Kanchelskis right back there. Hakan, and Hamza. I think the flag is up, thankfully, for an offside. As you can see, we're past the 90-minute mark. He'll add a bit of time on for injuries, particularly as there was... Alec can look at his watch, but it's now just down to the referee. And that last final blow of the whistle will mean an excellent point won for Manchester United and one very important step towards one of those 2 places in the European Champions League that could lead, well, that would lead in that case, to a quarter-final appearance next spring. Barcelona next. Lee Sharp, it's out of play. They want to get on with it quickly. Need to keep their shape, get the tackles in, give nothing away now. Stay cautious, nothing silly. Will that ball go out of play? Yes, it will. Crowd didn't think so. They were on their feet. David May plays it back and feigns that he hadn't heard the referee's whistle.
Brian, it's been a good European-type game by Manchester United. Good discipline, kept their shape.
Growing up all the time.
Well, you know, everybody wants you to go piling players forward and taking chances. You can't at this level. If you do, you'll get murdered.
The final whistle has gone. It is an excellent point, 1 for Manchester United. Not the most spectacular of games, but hard fought,
hard won. They add 1 point now to the 2 they won against Gothenburg, and that is one step nearer getting one of those qualifying places at the head of this group. So the full-time score in Istanbul tonight, Galatasaray, the champions of Turkey, 0, Manchester United, 0.